Hi, everyone. Happy Sunday. Hopefully, you all are staying safe and staying hydrated. Today is day one in really this above average heat stretch. I mean, yesterday was hot and humid. We had a high temperature of 94. The heat index was 97. And if you were out in the heat yesterday, you certainly felt it. Remember that when the sun angle is high like this time of year, it can add about 10 to 15 degrees from whatever it feels like because the temperature reading that you officially see, at the end of the day is, is shielded from the direct sunlight. So, good idea with this stretch of above average heat and humidity to remember to try to limit your time outside if possible. Spend plenty of time in the shade. This will help prevent things like dehydration, heat exhaustion, heat stroke. Wear those light colored clothing. And of course, stay hydrated, drink plenty of water, and of course, electrolytes, things like that, especially if recommended by doctors, and any other kind of medical um, providers. Good morning, Joy. Good morning, Daniel. Good morning. No, there's no severe weather in the forecast today. Dew point temperatures are well up there. We are into that oppressive category across most of the Charlotte area. We, of course, do have that air you can wear. That's pretty much what you have when, of course, you're above the 70-degree mark when it comes to the dew point temperature. And then when we get to about 75 or so, when you're into that pink, the miserable shading, that's pretty much air that you can swim through. It's disgusting outside. That's pretty much the best way to describe it. We will see some teeter-tottering back and forth when it comes to the dew point over the next few days, and I do want to at least mention that. I don't want to ignore it, especially if you're able to see it, other places. So just know that, yes, it will go up and down a little bit, but you will not notice a substantial change. When you're seeing temperatures this hot, even as dew points start to go up and down a little bit, you're not going to feel a substantial difference in terms of what it feels like outside. So it will not feel great, even with a lower dew point, when your air temperature is in the upper 90s. So over the next few days, we will see a brief cold front try to move through the area. This is what's causing that drop in humidity. Again, it's not going to feel significantly nicer, but it'll feel a touch nicer, and we'll get to that here in just a second. With this front moving through, we will see a small chance of rain and thunderstorm activity in the mountains tonight. A smaller chance, maybe about 10% or so for the Charlotte metro. So a much higher chance up in the mountains and even in the foothills, so north of I-40. So I do want to at least mention that. Can't ignore it, of course. But really the big story still remains the heat and humidity. So today is the hottest and most humid day when you combine the two. Our heat index peaking around 105. With that cold front, we will see a small drop Monday and Tuesday around 100, 102. And then Wednesday, that increases just a little bit again, and we're around 104. So we're kind of sandwiching this 4-day stretch with the hottest and most humid days, both Sunday and Wednesday. Thursday, we're out of that official, 100-degree plus criteria, but I want you to pay close attention to those numbers. We are still in the upper 90s for feels like temperatures. So it is still going to be very hot and humid. This stretch is one of the reasons why we want you to stay weather aware. There's two main reasons. One, this is early for this time of year. We normally don't see this kind of heat until mid to late July, if not early August. And secondly, it is prolonged over a longer period of time than what we're used to here in the Carolinas. And we really don't see a substantial break. Because again, look at that. I mean, Thursday we're talking still feeling like the upper 90s to near 100. So it's really not a substantial drop. And if you've watched any of our newscasts, seen any of our posts, and thought, you guys are beating this. Why are we still talking about this? We know how to stay safe from the heat and humidity. Just know that while that certainly may be true, there's still a lot of people who still need help, still need to be reminded, and maybe kind of need, to kind of be shown that because heat remains the number one weather related killer in the United States of America still to this year. 2023 actually saw a significant spike. A lot of this had to do with that southwest heat wave that we saw last year. You can actually see on average 1,500 related deaths to heat on average in the US. Really sad, really unfortunate that we've done, I say we, weather researchers have done research. And one of the reasons why this is true that weather is another number one that heat is the number one weather-related killer is that it's hard to see heat. People can see things like wind, they can see things like tornadoes, they can see things like hurricanes, but they can't see heat and they can't see things like cold because you can't see temperatures. So just remind yourself of this, stay safe, stay hydrated, take those breaks, and please be weather aware the next few days because we certainly don't want any of you to be any one of these numbers or anyone that you love, any of your friends and family members. So just please stay safe and stay hydrated and stay weather aware over the next few days. And just know that it can certainly happen to anybody. Um, and remember too, sunscreen too. The UV index is going to be really high, if not extreme, over the next few days as well. Because again, it's the earliness of this heat and also the prolonged nature of this heat as well. And don't forget, of course, your pets too. Anytime that you can't leave the back of your hand on the pavement for more than 7 seconds, it's too hot for them. We also have a tropical area of interest to talk about as well. It's kind of losing a little bit of its potential to develop, but still sits at 40% from the National Hurricane Center. It's in a very similar area to where Alberto was, and it is no threat to the United States, or sorry, no threat to the Carolinas, small risk to the southern portion of Texas. But only thing tropical that we have anytime soon is just our tropical moisture that is contributing to this above average heat and humidity. So we're going to look at the forecast for the 7 day. The 4 days that we have that above average heat and humidity, that we know the heat index value is going to be above 100 degrees, Sunday all the way through Wednesday. You can see those shaded in red. These are the main 4 days we want you to stay weather aware. Again, it's because the heat is early and it's because it's prolonged. We still will see those heat indices Thursday, Friday, and Saturday in the mid to upper 90s. As we look past Saturday, that extended forecast days 8, 9, and 10, we're seeing some hints that those could also be in the mid to upper 90s and could even see some of those heat indices as well reach 100 degrees. So anything that you're doing now to prepare, trying to limit time, with the doors open, trying to close those blinds to kind of keep some of that cool air in, making sure your air conditioning is working appropriately. I myself, had to get a new filter because, it was kind of blocking some of my air, just using that as an example. Just make sure that you are keeping an eye on those things and trying to get those handled now because this will be likely a prolonged stretch of at least a week, if not about 7 to 10 days. So please ask any questions in the comments. Feel free to Facebook message me, Instagram message me, Twitter message me, email me, and the rest of the WCNC Charlotte weather team. We will feel free to answer any question that you may have. We just want you from the bottom of our hearts to stay safe from this heat and, of course, continue to bring you updates throughout the next few days. Brad will be off this week, so KJ and myself will be filling in. So we'll see you on WCNC Charlotte at 4, 5, 6, and 11. So I'll see you back here on Wednesday and Thursday nights of this upcoming week. Again, please let me know if there's anything else that we can do for you, and have a great rest of your Sunday. And stay weather aware, folks. Stay safe out there. And remember the 3 S's: sunscreen, stay hydrated, and breaks in the shade. Bye, everybody.